This piece of leather alone is the bushcraftsman's best friend. One of the biggest reasons I say that this piece of leather alone is one of the best pieces of tools that you could have in your bag is because this right here can keep your knives very sharp, and without a sharp knife, without a sharp knife, you can't do much. So I'm gonna show you guys how to take this old leather belt, and as you guys can see, I've used it before for a couple different projects like this. We're gonna take this leather belt and we're gonna turn it into a little stropping board, and yeah, just something small that we can strop a knife on and carry with us. I mean, even in our pocket if we had to. So stay tuned, let's get into it. All you need for this is a little razor blade, piece of leather, and we're gonna use a little strip of wood. But first, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this piece of leather and I'm gonna do this one about 5 inches. Mark me a little line there. Go to the other side, 5 inches. Mark me a little line there. I really need a sharper knife. I need to put a new blade on this, but that right there will work fine. So there we have it. Just a little piece of leather, but this right here can do a lot of work in the bush. Like a little nail, or you can even use the tip of your knife. But we'll flip this around, and I want to just put some scratches in the back of this leather, just so this kind of holds up to the glue. The glue has something to bond to. It's no different than sanding 2 pieces of wood before you glue them together. So we'll just put some lines in this, not get too crazy with it, and then we'll be ready to get our board ready. So guys, the next thing I'm going to do is just take a little block of wood here, and I'll set this piece of leather up on here. Make sure it's lined up good, and we'll just mark it. Just like so. Now we'll cut this little block out. Now if you wanted to, you could bring this out like this, and you could put a little handle on this, okay? But I'm not even going to do that, because I want this just to be a little simple device I hold and do my stropping with it. Guys, I'm just curious, what type of sharpening do you use when you're out in the field? Do you carry a whetstone? Do you carry a leather stropping tool, or a diamond stone? What do you guys think sharpens a knife the best, especially when you're out in the bush using your knife? And what do you like? What feels ergonomically better? Let me know in the comments below. Guys, I did forget to mention that you will need some sort of epoxy or super glue. I highly recommend using 5-minute epoxy. This stuff is super stout, and it'll hold this piece of leather on here forever. You won't ever have to worry about your leather coming off. So as we see, we have our block of wood and we have our piece of leather here. Now all I'm going to do is scrape this block of wood a little bit, squirt some epoxy on there, and we'll place this guy on here, and we'll go from there. So this is what we got so far. Just a little block of wood we can hold in our hand right now, just like so. And I know a lot of people might be watching this and saying, oh, that's easy, I'm just going to end the video here. Watch until the end of this video. I have a little bonus for you to show you what exactly you can do to make this piece of leather not only work as super hard, but to make this piece of leather really last forever and to do better when it comes to stropping your knife blade. So stay tuned. Let's get this glued up to the block and move on from there. So I'm just going to take this epoxy, and I'm hoping it's not too cold still. It was kind of cold earlier. Yeah, it's good. We got a little dried up epoxy on the tip, so it's making it a little harder to come out. That right there ought to be enough. That is some thick stuff, y'all. But anyways, just make sure you mix it good, especially when it's cold. I just turned the heat on in the shop here not long ago, so it's still kind of thick. It's not really good to leave this stuff out in the cold, but it warms up, it does fine. So there we go. Now all I'm going to do is take my block here, just scrape some of this off and just put a thin coat on. You don't need it globbing over massive. Just a thin coat will be just fine. You can buy these, but I figure why buy it when you can make it for nothing? They want to charge you an arm and a leg for it. For a piece of leather, when you can just take an old leather belt or something you have and make your own. So there we go. We'll do a final smooth coat over all this. Piece of leather here. Set it on the top, kind of center it. Push down, just like so. You don't need a ton of pressure. You don't have to clamp this or anything. It's not needed. But there we go. We now have it glued up on there, as you guys can see. I'm gonna let this set up, and we'll go from there with it. I'm already loving it. It's the perfect size. I think it's gonna work great. This is all drying up. I'd just like to know what state you guys are from. So leave it in the comments below, where you're from, where you're watching out of. And also, what got you into bushcrafting? You know, me personally, I watched Dual Survival and all the survival Ray Mears and stuff like that on TV since I was old enough to remember. And I just love it. I love doing it, everything about it. So what got you into it? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know where you're from. I've got it all glued up to the block here, but as you can see, we kind of have an uneven edge and stuff. So all I'm gonna do is take it to the sander back here, kind of true up the sides, and we'll go from there. Put a little compound on here. So guys, we've got it all sanded down now, the sides. I kind of chamfered the edges a little bit, as you can see, just to make it a little more comfortable in the hand. Now I'm going to take this compound here, and this is just some leather compound, and I'm going to work it into this leather. You can find this compound on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below for some of this compound. This stuff is great for doing your knife blades. Helps this leather to cut or remove any burrs. Just like so, just a little layer of compound in there. And you now have a leather strop. So guys, there it is. A simple leather strop block that you can easily fit in your pocket. As you guys can see, it's the size of my hand. And this works perfect for just getting a knife honed down. As you guys can see, this is a full-size bushcraft knife, and this goes perfectly with it. And we can now hone our knives down with it and use this for sharpening. I like using a piece of leather with some compound on it, just so I don't have to constantly pull out a stone. Really, if you take care of your knives, if you're not digging it into the ground, chipping the edge a lot, you should be able to just hone this off with your leather strop pretty good, and it'd be razor sharp again. As you can see, we got a little hair here. After stropping that on the blade, razor sharp, shaving us right off. You guys let me know in the comments below, would you carry one of these in your pack? Do you guys like them? The reason I put it on this block is because it gives us a hard surface to sharpen on and strop our blade on, and that's really all you need. This little block of wood could save your life. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you guys like this little build, if you guys will utilize it and keep one in your pack. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. In the next video, I want to go over a cool story about a guy that was rock climbing, and well, he had to do something that I don't think most people would do. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.